Welcome to the show presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. Look, I have an amazing show for you. There's some questions that get asked and that comes up all the time. And it is, what does it mean for a sports league to grow? Why do people say that the leagues need to grow and all of that jazz? Well, I'll give you four reasons. Four reasons how and why, and giving the possibility of a league growing. Yeah, 4, 5 is too many. 3, ain't nobody got time for 3. 4 is perfect. 4 is a perfect even number that we can all get along with. It's not 1. 1 is the loneliest number and it's on top. 2, come on. Nobody likes first worst. And I already brought up 3. Ain't nobody got time for that. So 4 is the best number. Is the best number available. Reason, I should say. Number 1. Fan base increase. Growing the fan base is number 1. It's how a sports league grow. How sports grow, or growth, shall we? Either or. I gave you multiple choices. You pick, you choose. I'm just a narrator. I'm just a narrator and the narrator. But fan base increase. You want to increase the fanatics. You want to increase the interest of the sport itself. In certain demographics, of course, but an overall increase is good. Because once it starts decreasing, or if it's not growing, period, then you would have that league aging out. Meaning that the people who love the sport, the people who are around, the people who are there that can teach and that can be basically free advertisement to the league, free advertising to the sport by teaching their family, teaching their kids, teaching their mom, their dad, or whoever, friends, family, strangers, possibly associates, if you want to increase your sports banter. If you want to increase your sports banter, and who don't want to increase sports banter? Who don't want to have somebody to talk smack back and forth to? But you better practice and you better be on point. But increasing the fan base, having the fan base in general grow. Key demographics, of course, because if it's growing in one area, you're isolating and you're annihilating another group. And that's not what you want to do when it comes to growth. When it comes to growth, everybody it should be included. Everybody who wants to be included should be included. Even some of the casual peeps that just like to dip their toe in and just like to make moves and move around and don't want to become attached, even they should be welcome, because they can provide free advertisement. They can provide excitement, or they can provide the sharing of an experience that you can get from sport and nowhere else. So you want to see the fanatics grow overall. And that's reason number 1. That doesn't mean it's the most important reason. No. It's just one. Reason number 2. Television deals. TV deals. You gotta get the TV deals right. You gotta make it possible for those who want to see the game can see the game. Those who want to watch from the confines of their own home or out and about with a crew, out and about at a lounge, at a bar, at a, dare I say it, club? But wait a minute. Who watch sports at clubs? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. But the TV deals. Having a decent TV deal that's paying enough that's paying a sufficient fund to broadcast the game, to broadcast the event on national TV, on local TV, because that within itself is money. That within itself is going to feed a lot of families. That within itself is going to do a lot of good things for the league and for growth. How they utilize those funds, how they utilize that money, that's a different story. That's a different segment for a different day on a different occasion, because there's a lot of peeps and people who mismanage funds. It really is. There really is. But the TV deals, making the game available, making it available for all those who want to see, and having it available for the casual peeps that don't want to see. And when that's the case, those who have the rights to the game, they will do their best to bring in more, to bring in the eyeballs, to bring in people. Because the thing about live sport, or the thing about sport in general, is it's an experience that you can't recreate. It's an experience that's best shared. It's an experience that makes and brings people together from all different aspects, all different walks of life, and it provides an outlet to some, and those some use that outlet and that platform for good, and some of those use it for nefarious reasons. And I'm not going to get too detailed in that, but you definitely know. In the TV deals, having the broadcasters, having the channels, having those who are providing the games, the matches, they'll be doing their best to try to get some of that money back. And by doing that, they will promote the sport, promote the games. And that is adding to the growth factor. That is adding to increasing the league itself. Because if they aren't getting people to watch, they can't sell ads. Advertisers, or those who want those eyeballs, those who want that demographic, those who want those fanatics seeing their product, seeing what they have to offer, seeing all of that, it won't be there. It won't be there and readily available, so it would be a bad deal for all parties involved. So they do their best to help promote. They do their best to make it the bestest ever, period. Full stop. And that's TV deals. Also, fan gear, or should I say merchandise. Being able to sell merchandise is another way that the leagues grow. I know, but why do adults wear jerseys? Why do adults wear hats? Why do adults buy collector's items and keepsakes? Because once again, it's being and feeling a part of something. Everybody don't express those feelings the same way, but having items and having products to basically provide every and anything for them. Hat, okay. Clothes, there you go. Merchandise covers all of that. Fan gear covers all that. It's like being in an exclusive club. You already like a certain sport, but to differentiate yourself from the others who like that certain sport as well, you have your team. The team that you heart, the team that you enjoy, the team that makes you feel some kind of way, the team that gets you all up in your emotions. And you want to represent that. You want to show that. You want to basically push out your passion without saying anything. You can just be walking alone and wearing your team's colors, wearing something that represents your team. And people from a distance, fanatics from other teams from a distance can see and know if they're going to come after you or if they're not going to come after you. But once again, your banner game better be on point. Once again, your sports banter game better be on point. And I suggest you practice if you're a noob or if you're new to this. But if you are not new to this and you got some experience, you better keep practicing. You better stay ready. You better stay ready. And that's the merchandise. Sure, the prices go up, down. It can be high, it can be low. But when you feel that strongly for something, you tied into that team that strongly, the price is something that you can manage to get over, not necessarily look over, but you will be able to get items. And these getting items, this getting merchandise is also more free advertising, because you are showing that this is your team. This is who you like. This is who makes you all irrational. This is what gets you all up in your emotions. This will make you feel some kind of way. This will make you do what it do on a whatever day that sport is played. You know. And that's the ha ha, and not the he he. But hey, that's a story for a different day. Remind me of it. Reason number 4, live events. There's nothing like experiencing the sport live and in person. You can just feel the energy. You can just feel the emotions. You can just feel the passion. You can just cut the tension with a knife. Not a real one, imaginary one. We don't play with knives here. Imaginary one. You can just feel all of that when you're there. And sure, some peeps gonna boo. It's okay if you do. I don't judge. It's okay if you cheer. It's okay however you want to support, except there's certain lines you probably shouldn't cross. There's definitely lines you probably should not cross. And if you are crossing those lines, stop it, educate yourself. And if you are around people who do cross those lines, you know what to do. Turn them in. Do the right thing. Live events is something that you can't recreate. That energy, that passion, that fervor for just rooting or dissing something, and you have no control over what's going on. You can only use your energy, and hopefully your energy can transfer to your team, to a player, to something that you wanted it to transfer to maybe encourage, maybe discourage, maybe lift up. Because who knows, the team may need a little support. And you cheering, you clapping, you rooting is giving them support to push through limits. But even with all of that being said, you have no control over the outcome. You can only do what you do. You can only provide the energy, provide the support, and they can provide the hope, and everything else is a coin toss. Everything else just depends on the situation, just depends on whatever happens. And you know that going in. You just hope, you wish, assuming you're one of those hopers and wishers. But hey, still a no judge zone. If you like hoping, if you enjoy hoping, I salute you. But I just wish my teams would be good so I don't have to hope. I'm sure Hope is a good person. I'm sure Hope is an amazing person. But I like wishes better. But you know what I like more than wishes? Evidence, and results. Or results based on evidence. Or being able to recreate. But hey, let's not get sidetracked here. Live events is something you definitely can't recreate. Live events is definitely something that provides revenue, additional revenue. And with those experiences, you will remember those experiences. You will want to continue those, whether it's good or bad, because going through the bad, meaning your team isn't winning, your team loses more often than not, or you're at that event and your team lose, you want to go back. You want to see if they can win. You want to see if things will change. And that's the hope. And that's the wishing. And that's the evidence coming later on, whether or not they can or they can't. And then with the live event, these teams can utilize their stadiums, can utilize where the live events taking place, and they can provide other live events that's not necessarily based in the sport. And that also provides another stream of revenue that they can use to help grow the league. So all in all, growing in sport is basically about increasing the revenue, and you increase the revenue by having more fanatics and providing advertising to the broadcast, and it's all linked together. Sure, you can have more than one than the other, but when one gets low or lower than the rest, then that creates a problem, and then you will not see growth anymore. You'll see stagnation. It won't grow anymore. It just be stagnant, and we all know what happens when that occurs. Contraction would be the next step. And if you want to see contraction, or if you want to be informed on contraction, get at me. You know how to do it. You know how to do it.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.